What's going on this early morning? You understand? We up in here, y'all. Give thanks to the Most High, y'all. We made it to another day. We made it to another day. I know a lot of people feel like that's a gimme or a given. But some of us who've been living in this reality know that it's a blessing. How are you? Peace and love to everybody that come in contact with this this dialogue, whatever you want to call it. I assured you guys that once I got finished doing what I was doing on the back end, that we was gonna get back to life-saving business. And that's what we gonna do, y'all. I briefly spoke to a brother I met on YouTube that's a little younger than myself, by a few years. That I try to do the best I can to put as much dialogue on here when it comes to not fearing anything that this world try to make us fear. I try to put as much as I can out on YouTube just to calm the average man down, the average believer down. And in a lot of cases, people that's looking for the truth, just try to keep them down, calm down. Don't shake too hard. Don't hyperventilate. You know what I'm saying? All these things is happening. It's supposed to happen. I seen a feed a little while ago that said something pertaining to there's a race war coming, like it's some type of Confucius, some type of prediction or something like that. And the thing is, they've been geeking up a race war since the 1700s. They've been manipulating a straight versus gay war, Christian versus Islam war. They've been manipulating this stuff for a very long time, so there's no big surprise when the race war comes, because the people who's in charge to rule over us wrote it in their books from the 1700s. Everything from the world wars to what I'm talking about right now is in their book. So it's safe to say that what they write down comes to pass. So don't let it be a big surprise when it finally do come. Salute to you, Miss Hicks, this morning. And it's crazy to me how we got all these quote unquote black people talking down on their fellow quote unquote black people. But when somebody that's a different color than them do it, it's racist. It's racist. Have y'all experienced that yet? Have y'all experienced the Uncle Ruckuses? And if you on YouTube, I'm pretty sure you experienced it. Where you get a quote unquote black person that's racist against their own quote unquote black people. A personal good friend of mine, and I like to call him a friend because he's done nothing to me to think that he's anything other. shared with me that when he need a job done, he go to other races before he go to the black race. And this is facts for a lot of people that consider themselves as or call themselves black people. See the average person think that racism means saying racially racist things. But see, being racist is far beyond that. It's far beyond that. And if you dig in just a little bit, you can understand why the average person gets upset when someone white, someone Mexican, someone of a different nationality talks down on quote unquote black people, calls them all type of racist things. They get real upset because it's a mirror being pointed at them. And they may say some sick shit. Oh, excuse my French, y'all. It is kind of early in the morning for me. They may say something sick like it's okay for me to say this hurtful stuff about quote unquote black people. But it's not okay for this person to say it because he's not quote unquote black. What type of nerve, what type of foolery is this? Now, I admit, y'all, I admit that it made a little sense as a younger buck, but it makes absolutely no sense to me now. Because if you say hurtful things about somebody, it don't matter what type of color you put on it, it's still a hurtful thing. Right? Or is it just me? When you say a hurtful thing about someone, it don't matter what color, I'm going to repeat it. It don't matter what color you put on a hurtful thing. It's still hurtful, right? But a lot of things made sense growing up, that don't make sense now. But it's all about maturity at the end of the day. It's all about maturity. We put away those things that we did as an immature pup. And when we become a grown lion, we show that maturity with our actions and deeds. A lot of people don't think that words are actions, but it takes you to say them for it to become a word, which means it's an action. So before you try to clean anybody else up and ask respect from any other nationality, respect yourself first. See, I learned the hard way. You won't see me on here going after no man unless he comes after me. And he has to come after me unjustly. Because if he's addressing something that I did and I can remember, or someone shows me or tells me that I did something egregious, I'm going to apologize about it. I'm not going to beat you upside the head or confront you. I may do that without the knowledge that I did it or remembering I did it. But as soon as I find out that I'm guilty, I'm going to take my lashes. I'm going to take my lashes. That's how I live, not just on social media. That's how I live in real life. See, it's no act. It's no pretend. It's what it is. It's what it is. But I see these people get so upset when these other races do this. It makes no sense. But tell you what, y'all get a pass from me. And not that it matters to you or not, but I'm going to let you know why you get a pass. Because we have been being groomed to do this for hundreds of years now. This mentality, this social construct have been working for hundreds of years now. Crab in the bucket mentality has been a part of our existence since we came into this reality. So I will not point the finger at an imperfect man like he came out the womb this way. No, he came out the womb imperfect, and people that overstands this use that imperfection to their advantage to keep what they want going on, to persist with their agenda at all costs, even at your own stupidity. And not let me associate myself with that, even at our own stupidity. It don't matter. It don't matter. If you don't know, you should know. This is the way they think. And if you don't know, it's not our fault. That's what people like myself is here for, y'all. I'm not going to beat you up. I'm going to let you know it's not organic that we think this way. It's by design. And this design has been formulating for hundreds of years now. We're in 2024. We talking about pre-1700s, where these people said, hey, let's take all these nationalities and the people that's been ruling, let's take over the rulership for them. And listen, it wasn't because they're just that intelligent. It's because they believe in scripture more than the people that claim they believe in scripture. See, they read the part where the first will become last and the last will become first. See, they read the part where God told the brother that he will serve the younger brother. See, they read all these things and they knew that it was going to come into fruition. So because they understand these things, they got out in front of it. They got out in front of it to dictate how this is going to go. And what they're doing is nothing more than deceitful manipulation to keep you away from your past, to keep you away from the existence, or should I say, the real reality, and to knock you off of course for your future. See, everlasting life wasn't just promised to a group of people. Everlasting life was promised to everybody who wants it. Everybody who desires to never die. That's who everlasting life was promised to. But see, like the world tells us, nothing is for free. Something has to be given up. What is that? You may ask. We'll get to that. But I can assure you this, the treasures we build up in the kingdom won't get snatched away from us like our money gets snatched away from us in this world. You know, like people get their property took away from them. People get their Social Security took away from them. See, when it comes to building up your treasures in the kingdom, we don't have to worry about all that. Your treasure is going to be sitting there waiting on you to reclaim it or to claim it. So let's get back to the scripture I quoted a few days ago. Psalms 2:2, where the kings of the earth gather together to go against the Most High. Do y'all understand why violence is so prevalent? Do you understand why they push homosexuality on our sons and push masculinity on our daughters? Do you understand this now? See, God had a purpose, and his purpose was so perfect that it still stands from the beginning on up to now. So what happened is, as you read verse 1, that these kings and the people that worked for them are muttering an empty thing. Let's break away from the shackles. Let's tear away from whatever God say. Now, at no time does God force you to do anything. So break away from shackles. Why would they say this? Because they have a conscience. They have a conscience. I have a conscience. See, I learned about God in my teens. I always desired to know about God, but I got an accurate knowledge of God in my teens. And ever since then, when I do stuff bad, I always reflect on it and not feel my best when I reflect on it. Then it got to a point, y'all, I did so much bad that I was able to callous. I was able to callous, reflecting on it and not really pay no attention to it. But every so often I would get time by myself without nobody around, and my conscience would eat away at me. Why this stuff keep on happening? Why this is wrong? Why this go wrong? Why this bad? Why am I by myself right now? And every time I would get that a long time, 9 times out of 10, I would reflect on the things I've done that I know I shouldn't have did. Right? That's what happened to these kings. See, they're very spiritual people. But see, the spirit they rely on is the spirit of the world. The spirit that God claims to be his enemy. So when they reflect on the spirit of the world, this is where they feel like they need to tear away from God. They're so upset at God because they can't stop thinking about him. They do their best to do every corrupt thing that they can think of because it helps not think about God. I know, I've been there. But it don't work, y'all. It don't work. It's all gonna come back full circle, and you're never gonna forget about the stuff that you do that you shouldn't do. It's gonna reflect on your spirit. It's gonna reflect on your soul. It's gonna reflect on your peace of mind. You're gonna always be at war with yourself. The kings of the earth gather themselves together to go to war with the Most High. How can you go to war with the Most High? How can you even hurt the Most High? You hurt the Most High by hurting his creation. That's how. You can't hurt him physically, but you can hurt his feelings. That's where we get our feelings from. The Most High. That's where personalities come from. The Most High. He shared in the scripture that those people that were burning their babies in sacrifice to foreign gods, aka the devil, was like sticking a needle in his eye. So you got to remember, the Most High can't not see anything. He sees all things. So when we grow up and we wishing we was Superman and we can see through walls and stuff like that, it would be more of a curse to us. The Most High was made that way. He always been that way and always will be that way. He sees all things. And he shared with us that when he see these babies burned burned alive in rituals to these foreign gods, that it was like sticking a needle in his eye, which lets us know that the Most High has feelings. He feels. That's how you go to war with the Most High. You hurt his creation. You manipulate his creation. You lie to his creation. You pit his creation against one another. That's how you go to war with the Most High. And you make his creation, due to their ignorance, do and have fun doing all the things that the Most High deems sinful. Look at all these people nowadays, y'all. Look how they complain. They want to be free, right? And they act free, but want to complain and cry when they go out here and catch diseases. And then they want to be civil after that. And cry and say, if you got a disease, here they out here sharing with everybody, right? Ain't being responsible on no level, but points the finger at another person for not telling them that they had a disease before laying down with them. And that's not made up. I've seen it happen in real life. I've seen it happen on social media. Cry and complain about getting infected with a STD and points the finger not at themselves, no accountability for themselves. They point the finger at the participants and say, y'all wrong. Y'all should have told somebody y'all had a STD before you did this to me. Like they just took it. So they want freedom. They get the freedom they want. And then when they find out why the Most High was trying to stop them or prevent them or warn them about these acts, now it's too late and they want to blame somebody else for them, for their freeness. That's the world in a nutshell, yeah. That's the world in a nutshell. But see, we shouldn't question anymore. Why are they pushing all these agendas? Why do they have this demonic statue in the middle of these cities? We shouldn't question this stuff no more, y'all. Because Psalms chapter 2, verse 2, verse 1 and 2, you can read 3 as well, because it all goes with each other, explains to us that the rulers of this world don't like the Creator. See, when you go to war with somebody, it's a statement that you don't like them slash hate them. Now, why hate the person that gave you life? Wait, why hate the being that gave you life? Why is that? And y'all thought that people was coming out the womb hating their parents. Y'all thought that people actually was born and just grew up not believing nothing their parents say and just hating their parents. Nah, man, these acts come from the wicked one. These acts come from Satan. Satan committed this act first. And then he convinced you to do the same thing, to follow suit. Satan's attitude is, my father don't know nothing. He's stuck in time. He don't understand what we going through and how we feel. And that's his attitude. Didn't we feel the same way? A lot of us knuckleheads feel the same way about our parents. Because our parents didn't go to college or have the degrees, and in the struggle, didn't we feel like they didn't know our best interests and what was best for us? So we went outside the house and got advice from people who don't care 2 cents about us. Yeah. See, I'm able to admit stuff like that, but you know, a lot of these people on this social media and in real life, they're perfect people. They figured it out. They came out the womb knowing right from wrong. They never went against their parents. They never thought bad about their parent or parents. See, we got to specify, because a lot of us didn't have parents. A lot of us just grew up with a parent, like myself. And my parent had struggles mentally and spiritually of their own. So they couldn't dare focus all of their energy on me. Not with a drug problem. No, it's impossible. But I will say this. She did her damnness and she never gave up. So I do salute her for that. All the way to the grave, never gave up. But that's the satanic mentality. To forsake the people that really love you and cling to the people that don't care nothing about you. Don't care whether you live or die. That's Satan's way of thinking. You didn't come out the womb feeling that way. Just because you imperfect, just because you evil, don't mean that you're dumb as a box of rocks. No. You were groomed to do this the day you came into this world. Have you ever checked out the shows that your children look at? They're a reflection from the same shows that we looked at. Look at Cinderella. Our stepmama was trying to keep her from hanging out and going to the party. We ain't looking at the fact that, you know, maybe something bad can happen. Maybe it's a sinful party. We ain't looking at that. We looking at the point that she keeping her from having fun. Somebody that took on the chore of raising and taking care of her. See, it's all about vantage points. You remember we talked about that? You can look at it as you being kept from doing what you want to do, or you can look at it as a protection for you. Just like those lions, just like those wild animals in a cage. We can look at it like that. Or we can be bigger and more mature than that and look at the entire picture and gather the information and realize and understand that this protection ain't me from them. It's them from me. And see, Satan didn't want that. Satan had the best teacher in the universe. and a universalist. And he chose his own understanding. He linked on his own understanding, his own feelings. What's up, little brother? It's my guy right here. I seen your animation, man. I seen your animation, man. Crazy. Crazy, man. Yeah, feeling that way this morning, man. I was looking for the assembly. You know, we got our assembly this week. And I was looking for it, man. The only thing I could find on YouTube is anti. And I said, wow. And a lot of these anti people, they still believe in Jesus Christ after they leave the congregation, right? And that's crazy how you can still believe in Jesus Christ but never heed his commandments. And I never really understood that, you know, in these past 10 years. See, when Jesus sent out the first 72 people to go door to door and house to house, why? Okay, why can't I go? You know my situation with my car and my wife. Tomorrow she's off, so that'll be our day. But I was trying to catch the first couple days from here, from home, you know, so I can be on point. You know, have a leg up on knowing what everybody went through when everybody come back to the hall next week, all bursting with the spirit. But the thing is, when Jesus Christ sent out the first 72, the 72 experienced something out there. They told Christ about it. They say, hey, Christ, we hear people that you haven't taught out here preaching in your name, telling people about you, blase splee. Should we stop them? And Jesus Christ said, no, don't stop them. If they not against us, they with us. And I may have the words a little off right there, but in a nutshell, that's what he told the 72. So if you still a firm believer in Christ and you believe in the one who sent him, you just don't believe from these people's standpoint, why would you turn anti? Why wouldn't you just tell people, hey, I decided to do this because of particular reasons. Keep on reading your scriptures, keep on studying your scriptures daily, and maybe one day you'll understand why I did it. Because I've seen people leave and come back 40 years later. Now, of course, I didn't know them when they left or whatnot, but I hear their testimony. And see, if they're fortunate enough to come back, I don't see nothing wrong with that from an imperfect human point of view. I feel like they were allowed to go test the waters, just like the prodigal son. Just like the prodigal son, just like Jonah. You understand what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure some other examples of people feeling like they wanted to do their own thing instead of carry out their mission, what's in their heart, and eventually realize that I will have more peace doing this than I would running away from this. Because I told y'all, you know, and I'm not ashamed to say it, that I seen all type of loopholes. C-Dub, no. And I just wasn't with it. I gave up on it several times in this life. but I was still able to make connections and realize that I've been duped. Because the world could tell us a whole lot of stuff that makes sense. But if we fortunate enough to live, have our eyes opened by this reality, then we can see through the rules. Then we understand, oh, see, Satan want nothing more but for you to not believe in the Most High. He don't want you to believe in him, because if you believe in him, then if you got any sense, 9 times out of 10, it's going to lead you to the Most High. So he just wants you to think that he's a figment of your imagination. He's in your, he's the feeling in your heart. He's not a real being. He's not a real person. He's never been created. And all of the things in the Bible that describes Satan describes him as a living person. It describes him with eyes. It describes him with feelings. It describes him with hands, with a heart, movement, with the brain, with the mind. But see, he don't want you to believe that hocus pocus stuff. But at the same time, he wants you to believe in magic and witchcraft and all this stuff. See, all of that stuff lead back to him. He don't want you to believe in him. But he can show you real magic. Real deception of the eyes and mind. He can show you these things. Capture you. Possess you with these things, but he don't want you to believe he real. He don't want you to believe he real, because believing that is going to lead you to say, well, if he real, maybe the person he got the grudge against is real also. Then maybe, despite the manipulation of the scriptures, despite them taking God's name out of there over 7,000 times, despite them changing things in there, maybe this book is too powerful to change anything in it. And the whole time, this book has been telling us the truth. Just maybe. So the wicked one want to prevent all that. You don't want to go through all that. Because if he wake you up in one way, you're going to get woke up in the other way as well. I look at this YouTube channel called My Lunch Break. It's called My Lunch Break, and I invite y'all to go check it out from the very first to up to now. I think he on episode 80. And he brings out new content every Saturday consistently. And I've seen this young man grow from a little bitty channel to something that's almost great. He reached 100,000 subscribers this April. And y'all, what he talks about on there, I know I probably talked to y'all about it before. It's called My Lunch Break. He shows you, and he's not a religious person. He don't believe what I believe. He don't believe, he never used religion as none of his content. But he arrived a couple weeks ago at the question. When he realized that the people that has been lying to us about these ancient buildings, ancient landscapes, countless pyramids all around the world, the hiding of giants, thousands of catacombs up under these cities, and catacombs are graves, bones, skulls of human beings that you actually have to pay for to see today. They making money off the dead today in 2024. He said that what he realized is that these people that are lying and hiding our history from us, that they're very spiritual people. Now, I enjoy this person's content to the fullest, but here's another example of, if you're looking for the truth, you're going to eventually end up right here. What I'm about to talk about, this brother said right now, right here, right now. He said that these people that's in charge of our information and hiding our history from us, that they're very spiritual people. And he said the spirit they follow shows with the deception they use. And who's to say, these are his words now, who's to say that if what they believe in is real, and they clearly believe is real, who's to say that the people on the other side of what they believe in isn't real? And I just closed my eyes and I almost teared up, y'all, because this is what happens to us when we on pursuit to the truth. We always come to this conclusion. We always come to this conclusion. And so the wicked one tries to root us out with things that he owns. See, he owns the money. His stamp is on the money. In every country you go to, the wicked one owns their currency. He owns things, cars, gold, material. He owns these things. So he used these things as a manipulation tactic to keep you from digging, to keep you from pursuing the Most High. And it works. It works. It's 120,000% effective. Happy are those that are conscious of their spiritual need. So when my little homie say, hey, Curl, why ain't you doing this? Why ain't you getting the money on this, man? You could be getting money, this, that, and the other. Tell my little brother, hey, man, I just like just enough, man, because just enough keeps me humble, and it's a protection on me. Not only a protection against me, but a protection for me. You understand? See, Satan owns this world. No matter what you think, no matter what you believe, no matter how you feel, it ain't gonna change. It ain't gonna change. My city, Detroit. I didn't see my city, Detroit, start coming up for real, until they put a satanic statue in the middle of the city. I started overnight seeing streets that had been decimated for decades getting fixed, vacant houses that have been standing for decades, getting bulldozered and new houses being put over, vacant lots that have been present for decades, all of a sudden start getting trees grown in it and new residential buildings being made. Hoods that's been decimated for decades, all of a sudden start being art attractions and things of that nature. And I'm like, when you look at this, I elbowed my baby, my wife, I elbowed my kids a little bit. I say, y'all notice y'all city ever since that statue came into the city? Now, don't get me wrong. They was doing the river walk, which was a beautiful thing. They did the Quinder Cut, which, if y'all ever come to Detroit, find me. I can take y'all exploring on these parts, man. Real, it's always trouble everywhere you go. But see, it's about whether you're looking for trouble or not. Sometimes it'll find you because those familiar spirits have claim on bloodlines that you or I don't know about. But you do well. Find me. I'll be there for you. I can show you these beautiful things that was taking place before the statue got here. And I can show y'all the boom that happened after the statue got here. It wasn't a gradual thing. When that statue got here, it was actually a neutron bomb go off. And you seen an explosion of things happening after that. An explosion, y'all. And if you stay here and if you're familiar with what's going on around you, there's no way you're not going to agree. I've actually seen it. And see, I've been on a bus the majority of my life. I've been on foot. So there's cracks and crevices around this piece that I've seen that a lot of people is not privy to who's been driving their whole life. Like the mayor's mansion. I don't know if I showed y'all the mayor's mansion yet. The places around there. And then when what took it over the top, y'all, is when I was delivering pieces. I seen areas and parts of Detroit where I stayed around, where I walked through to and fro and didn't really pay no attention to it. But yeah, y'all, this is our reality. I seen an explosion of creativity and artistry after they brought the demonic to Detroit. Now, it's always been here. My homie Mongoose, when I get with him, we're going to get together and he's going to explain to you about the demonic in high places in this city. And Mongoose is much older than me. So he's going to be explaining a part of the satanic that was prevalent before probably I was even born. Probably before I was even born. We talking about in our courthouses and our police forces, our government. See, he was present, a part of the satanic church in Detroit. So it's always been here, y'all. But see, the representation of annihilation wasn't here for all eyes to see. And what did the scriptures say about the representation of annihilation? That when you see these things, flee to the mountainous region. It said when you see the representation of annihilation standing at the front of the city, flee to the mountainous region. That's why your guy King Curl is high right now. I'm high right now. And no, I'm not talking about the high from weed or drink. I'm high right now speaking from a higher place than I'm used to being, than I'm used to behaving. A maturity level that I probably got a little bit more in depth into after coming off that ventilator. And, you know, a lot of my people say, well, Curl, why stay around here with people that don't like you and this, that, and the other? Well, because I'm not here for people to like me. I'm not here for that. I'm here for people to test what I'm saying. I don't like hearing, I never liked hearing the truth until I become a grown man. You tell me the truth about myself, if I found it offensive, we fighting. And then I realized later on, oh yeah, I do this. I did say that. But because I don't like the way it sounds, we scrapping. We scrapping. But now I developed a new way of thinking. And I say now, which means like the last 10 years, maybe more. A new way of thinking, a new way of behaving. I don't have to be obnoxious. I don't have to be the loudest mouth in the room. I don't have to let everybody know that I fear nothing. I don't have to be the smartest, the brightest bulb on a tree. I can just be reserved. I can just be relaxed. I ain't got to hate people because they hate me. I ain't got to do all that. Life too short. I'm going around wasting my time hating somebody because they said something wrong to my homeboy. Maybe because they look like somebody that bullied me when I was in school. Maybe because they believe in something that I don't believe in. I'm about to waste my years, my minutes, my seconds living, being angry at somebody for something that ain't life threatening. I don't think so. I ain't got time. When I had those hallucinations, those dreams, whatever you want to call it, when I was on that ventilator, the things I seen, it has me surprised that I even get mad afterwards. I've been upset about a few things since I've been home. I've been surprised, though, after I sit back and look at it for what it is. I've been surprised, like, wow, I got upset because of that. Wow. Got upset with my sister a couple weeks ago. My older sister, because she want to run her mouth, accusing somebody of cheating her off a lawnmower. She done bought a lawnmower off the used lot, ain't even went home and cleaned the oil or dumped the gas out, made sure it had nothing. She just used it one time and then claimed that she tried to, use it again. It wouldn't start. Took her up there to the people. They telling her, hey, sir, you didn't tell her you had to, make sure, just like if you was buying a car, make sure the oil clean and blah, blah, blah. Like, man, I thought she did all that. I'm just not knowing that she having problems with her lawnmower now. So the young man was about to do it for her, and his boss, which was an older man, probably his pops or uncle or whatever, said, hey, man, you ain't got time to do that. She bought that as is. Let her take that home and do that. You already showed her what to do. So I'm with my sister. I'm thinking like, oh, there's some BS. Here go my sister. That's why I don't mess with black people. Now that right there, tipped me off Christ constant. No, I don't even like that kind of talk. Even though I don't believe in no, I'm a black man type shit. Forget my French. I'm going to expose you. I'm going to tell people about you. Now check this out. She couldn't get the lawnmower in the car by herself. So I had to crip walk my ass to the back of my truck and scoop the lawnmower up and put it in there. So we get up to the place, she running amok, talking stuff. And even though I agree with her, she's hollering at the top of her lungs, blase splin, right? And I tell her with a little slight smile on my face, hey, can you at least wait till they put the damn thing back in the car? You 50 years old and you behaving like a kid. You can't tell me how to feel. You can't say this, that, and other. I say, yeah, but what are you hollering going to accomplish? You don't know if these niggas hit women or shoot women. And if all these niggas attack you, what is your brother gonna do? I can barely move. Boy. You got to put more value on life than you do a dollar. At the end of the day, you have to. You have to. Hey, my diet. Hey, mama. You see, I got you together. I finally picked up my computer and got you the other diet. Finally figured it out, mama. And see, you got special powers in here, like my brother and my dear friend C-Dub. You got special powers in here, mama. Yeah. So, you know, we got to always keep that in mind, man. That dollar is going to be here. How many people died from that dollar only to have people that they don't give a damn about spend their money after they dead in the ground? Tell me about it. It's a saga that keeps on going and going and going and going. So I get my sister back home and I say, what I'm gonna do? Tear up my truck? Them niggas wasn't gonna do nothing. They ain't gonna jeopardize their business. I said, but didn't you just say they cheated you? So if you tell them the truth about them cheating you, that means they don't give a damn about their business, right? Come on now, you can't have it both ways. Hey, y'all, it's been almost an hour. I hate I ain't got more to talk about. My girl done pulled up on me. She probably been here, but just deciding to say, hey. My girl died. Hey, I don't care what you cats say. I don't care what she do. She mine. She with me. I love her and her husband. How about that part? Nah. So many people mad at me because I love died. And they just decided to make videos on me. And I'm like, go ahead. Do your thing. Have fun. Because it ain't going to change nothing. But it's been fun, y'all. It's been real big fun. Real big fun. But your boy Curl got to run, man. I got to get my day started. I am hungry. I've been eating tacos for 2 days. Got to find me something different. Oh, I want to take a picture of my nacho I built last night that I smashed. But I said, no, they mad enough. I ain't gonna make them mad. I would have liked to see a video of them talking about my big ass smashing that art that I put together last night. I would have loved to see the videos. But I digress, and I leave y'all to y'all beautiful Saturday. Yes, you too, mama. You and your husband, y'all beautiful household, them beautiful pets y'all got. Y'all have a beautiful day too. C-Dub and the rest of my friends and my haters. Y'all have a beautiful day. Love y'all. Peace.